Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Chali. Now, let us start.
Recording in progress.
Right. Now, few things आप सब ध्यान रखेंगे. Two people, please put on your camera. Two more people, please put on your camera. Okay. In BFM, there are 4 modules. Module A is your Forex. Module B is your risk management. In this module, we have एक मिनट रुकिए, मुझे काफी लोग नए हैं. माइक बंद करो यार सारे अपने. हेलो नीरज यार, मैं क्या 10 बंदे हैं जिन्होंने ऑडियो नहीं ऑन किया होया. मैंने मैसेज भेजी जा रहे हैं नॉट ऑडिबल.
Recording stopped.
और तेना टेस्ट रन नहीं होया. ऐसे कोई हैगा ऑफिस अपना कोई क्लास व्हाट्सएप में कोई? एक मिनट देखता हूं. मैं भी ਉਹਦੇ ਚ ਨਾ चल एक ऑडियो मैसेज ड्रॉप मैं भी करता एक मिनट ग्रुप ਵਿੱਚ. हाँ कर दे. ओके ठीक, कोई गल मैं करता तू भी करी. ओके. Those people who cannot hear my voice, who cannot hear the audio, on your screen there is a audio button, a headphone button. Click on that and you will get an option that click on Wi-Fi or cellular data to connect to audio. Click on that. Only then you will be able to hear my voice. Secondly, please rename yourself. Because if we cannot identify you, you will be removed from the class. हाँ जी 2 मिनट वेट कीजिए. बीएफएम के लिए काफी लोगों ने ज्वाइन किया है, उन्होंने कईयों का ऑडियो कनेक्टेड नहीं है. लेट मी हेल्प देम. Yes, please. One, two, three, four, five. Still 5 people. हाँ जी, 2 मिनट दीजिए प्लीज। अभी भी 2-3 लोग हैं जिनको आवाज, जिन्होंने ऑडियो नहीं कनेक्ट किया। जस्ट गिव मी कपल ऑफ मिनट्स। Actually, today is the first day of BFM class, so a lot of new people have joined. So let me. Neeraj? नीरज तू जुड़ रहा है?
हाँ अभी जुड़ा हूँ सर।
नहीं, आप कोई और नीरज हो। नो प्रॉब्लम।
ठीक है।
हाँ जी, अजय, जया सुधा, she is not able to hear me. Give me 2 minutes, please. चलिए, let us start now. हाँ जी, मुझे 4 से 5 लोगों का कैमरा ऑन चाहिए। जल्दी कर लो, बार बार नहीं मैं बोलूंगा। Now,
Recording in progress.
in module B, we have credit risk, then we have market risk, then we have operational risk, then we club these 3 risks and you get Basel. Okay. In module D, you have under asset liability management, you have liquidity risk, then you have interest rate risk, And when you club these two, this is known as asset liability management. Okay. Then you have module C, treasuries. In treasuries, you combine module A, B, and D. Treasuries, we will do it at the end, at the last. Module B and module D, we will treat it as one unit. It will take almost 15 to 16, 15 to 17 hours, with 16 to 18 hours. Module B or module D. Module A will be treated separately and module C at the end. Few things that you have to be very, very careful in BFM. Every module is linked to each other. If you don't understand credit, because see, either dekho, credit, market, and operational, they are linked with Basel. If you miss a class one day, let us say you miss a class on a day of market risk. Pehli baat, to finish market risk, I need 2 classes. If you miss one day of market risk, you waste your 2 days of market risk and you waste your day of Basel. Same stands with module D. And foreign exchange alone will take approximately 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours, 8 hours to 10 hours. You miss one lecture, you waste 10 hours. Let me tell you very, very clearly. And uske baad, if you say, ji, hamara miss ho gaya, we did not get time to see the recording, or ab mere ko samajh nahi aa raha, this request will not be entertained. Because how many days will I stop and how many days will I wait? So please make sure that unless until it is not possible, means unless until one has to be hospitalized, छुट्टी नहीं लेनी इस क्लास में. इतने बीमार हो गए, हाँ छोटा मोटा बुखार है, पैरासीटामोल खाओ, क्लास लगा लो. Okay, please make sure don't miss the class. I request you. Secondly, whatever I do in the class, revise it for 15 minutes. I don't expect more than that. Just revise for 15 minutes before the start of the next day or before the start of the next class. Okay. And third thing, I'll start the class now. Tomorrow is Sunday. You all have a holiday. So tomorrow morning, we will have a big class. Abhi to kar hi rahe hain. Tomorrow morning, we'll have one session, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
So after that, in evening.
ये है 15th October. Then 9 to 9:30 will be your breakfast break. And then 9:30 to 11:30 or 12, depending on kitna kaam ho gaya, we will again have a separate session.
सर 15 तारीख तो आ जाइए.
क्या बोल रहे हो? अच्छा sorry 16th.
15 to
16th. Okay. चलिए.
सर एक में 7 से आप 10 कर लीजिए सर, इसके बाद में जो है इवनिंग में क्लास ले लीजिए, थोड़ा सा बिजी हैं 10 बजे के बाद।
ओ नहीं नहीं सर, सर देखो 150 लोग हैं क्लास के अंदर, कभी किसी को कोई दिक्कत आ जाएगी, कभी किसी को आ जाएगी, सो लेट अस स्टिक टू द टाइम। चलिए नाउ लेट अस स्टार्ट।
सर संडे को फिर शाम को भी क्लास होगी क्या?
नहीं नहीं, कल बस यही 4 घंटे हो भाई, ये 4 घंटे आप अच्छी तरह 5 घंटे लगा लो, यही बहुत है, उससे ज्यादा आपका भी फ्यूज उड़ जाएगा। चलो चलिए।
Tomorrow there will not be evening class, right?
नो, दे विल बी मॉर्निंग 7 to 11:30 और 12। इसके बीच में एक ब्रेक होगी, ओके, 9 to 9:30 ब्रेक कर लेंगे। मींस यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट अ वेरिएशन ऑफ 15 मिनट्स आगे पीछे, ऑलराइट।
सर एक रिक्वेस्ट है।
बोलो सर।
सर इंग्लिश के साथ साथ ना इसमें बीएफएम में हिंदी भी नहीं बताते चलना
सर,
सर, क्योंकि बीएफएम में नहीं चलता।
गुरप्रीत जी, मैं
जी
बिल्कुल सिंपल इंग्लिश यूज करूंगा। आपको जहां पे भी कोई भी पॉइंट समझ नहीं आ रहा, आप सिंपली हैंड रेज कर दो या आप बोल दो, मैं हिंदी में रिपीट कर लूंगा। तीसरी बात, अपना कैमरा ऑन कर लो, आपकी शक्ल दिखती रहेगी तो मुझे याद रहेगा कि बीच बीच में हिंदी में भी आपको रिपीट करना है, ओके।
जी सर, थैंक यू।
हाँ सर, थोड़ा हिंदी में करना।
नाउ लेट अस स्टार्ट। चलिए नाउ फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इन योर मॉड्यूल बी, अच्छा एंड वन मोर थिंग, चाणक्य विमला जी प्लीज आराम से बैठे, हिलना नहीं है। आप बार बार हिलते हैं तो मेरे को डिस्ट्रैक्शन होती है, प्लीज जस्ट एक स्मॉल रिक्वेस्ट, ओके। नाउ इसका मतलब ये नहीं आप कैमरा ही बंद कर लोगे। हाउ डू आई मेंटेन आई कांटेक्ट अगर आप कैमरा ही बंद कर लोगे तो? नाउ one more thing, the order in which I cover module B and module D, you will revise in the same order. As such कोई रूल नहीं है, but it is my experience. जिस ऑर्डर में मैं चलूंगा आप उसी ऑर्डर में रिवाइज करेंगे, alright? Now first is, what is risk management? This is the first page of your module B in the study kit. Risk is a potential loss. इधर देखिए, what is a risk? Risk means a potential loss. Potential loss means which can happen, जो आ सकता है. An asset is likely to suffer due to variety of reasons. Risk exposure is much more in financial activity. Risk arises due to various reasons. Past activity, blah blah blah, कुछ नहीं, छोड़ दो इसको. Risk management framework covers these things. Whenever we will deal with any of the risk, whether it is liquidity, whether it is interest rate, whether it is market, whether it is credit, whether it is operational, the first step will we have to identify the risk. How do we know कि which risk is this? कौन सा risk है? Then we will measure the risk. Then we will monitor the risk, and then we will control and make sure that there are policies that this situation does not occur again. Now, in the banking business, we have 5 major risks. Number 1 is your, ये number 1, number 2 को छोड़ दो, आप simple याद रखिए. Let me open a PPT also. Now, see this. Our module B has your credit risk, market risk, and operational risk. All these 3 risks are managed by RBI with Basel guidelines. This question has come. Okay, so that is why all these things, credit, market, operational, Macmillan has clubbed it into one module, and in the same module, they have written Basel. Liquidity risk and interest rate risk are clubbed together under module D, and they are managed by RBI with ALM guidelines. This question also comes. So in totality, we have 5 main risks. Now, what is a credit risk? Please listen to me, everybody. Credit risk is when you give a loan to a counterparty. Counterparty means the opposite party, other party, and that party defaults. NPA हो जाता है. That is a credit risk. What is a market risk? Banks invest in their surplus funds in shares, bonds, government securities, precious metals like gold, silver. So there can be market fluctuations. That is market risk. Third is operational risk. Fraud हो सकता है, technological problems हो सकती हैं. Liquidity risk. What is liquidity risk? Tomorrow, your inflow is 100 rupees, your outflow is 80 rupees. You have a surplus of 20 rupees. You are very, very happy. With this 20 rupees, you can lend it to some other bank. Earn profit, earn interest. Don't write anything. ये तो अभी just एक start कर रहा हूं. But suppose your name is Yes Bank, and tomorrow morning there is a rumor in the market that Yes Bank is going to die. तो ये जो outflow है ना, this will not be 80, this will be 380. How will you get all the money to pay to the customers? This is a liquidity risk. What is an interest rate risk? You are a bank. You take a FDR from the customer at 8% and you give loan at 12%. The interest rates go down by 1%. Now your loan drops to 11% because it is a floating rate. And your FD remains the same. So your spread, which was earlier 4%, has now dropped to 3%. This is a interest rate risk. Is that clear? Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Then you have to say yes. You will simply type Y in the chat box. Y means yes, N means no. And when I give you some time to note something, once you note it, you will type DN. DN means done, that you have noted. Okay? इससे disturbance नहीं रहेगी और interaction भी रहेगी. All right? चलिए. So this is the first step. Now, in your book, if you see, this is your liquidity risk. Now, under liquidity risk, you have one funding risk, one time risk, one call risk. Okay, so when we will start with liquidity risk, all these risks will be covered. Then you have your interest rate risk. In interest rate risk, you have your gap or mismatch risk, yield curve risk, basis risk, embedded option risk, reinvestment risk, net interest position risk. When interest rate will happen, these will be done. Then you have your market risk. Under market risk, your forex risk, price risk, liquidation risk. Then you have credit risk. Under credit risk, you have counterparty risk, country risk. Then is operational risk, risk of fraud, communication, documentation, transactions, competence, model, culture, external risk, legal risk, regulatory risk, compliance risk, systemic risk, and last is others. In other, you have this reputation risk, strategic risk. Once you got a question, अच्छा ये सारे में कुछ किसी में से भी पूछ सकता है, and these will automatically be covered once we start with each and every risk. Once a question came, reputation risk is a type of 99% people in the paper, they marked reputation risk as operational risk and answer was wrong. Reputation risk is a other risk. Okay, make a note on this page. इधर ही लिख लो that reputation risk is a other risk. Next, risk management overview. I have told you this thing, that there are 5 major risks in banking business: liquidity, market, interest rate, credit, and operational. And this thing I have also told you on the previous PPT, that liquidity and interest rate are managed by RBI or with ALM guidelines. And credit, market, and operational are managed by RBI with Basel guidelines. Now, basically Basel 3. अभी तो Basel 4 भी आने वाला है कि आ गया almost. Now, what is liquidity risk? Liquidity risk is risk of inability of a bank to meet its contractual obligations due to mismatch in inflows and outflows. If your outflow is more than inflow, you have a problem. Where will you arrange money? Okay. Then interest rate risk.
सर ये आरबीआई, हेलो
बोलो
सर, ये आरबीआई और बासेल 2 होगा या बासेल 3? Basel 3 guidelines.
अभी तो बोला ना सर, बेसल 3 है, ये पुराना टाइप हुआ है। बेसल 3 अब तो बेसल 4 आने वाला है।
ओके
ऑलमोस्ट गाइडलाइंस आ गई हैं आपको। अभी इतनी जल्दी आपको पेपर में बेसल 4 पे क्वेश्चन नहीं आएगा। हाँ जी, नेक्स्ट माइक म्यूट कर लीजिए, बात करने के बाद माइक म्यूट कर लिया कीजिए। नाउ इंटरेस्ट रेट रिस्क, risk due to adverse movement in interest rates that will affect your profitability. Credit risk, risk of possible default by the borrower or the counterparty. Market risk, risk of adverse deviations due to marking to market value of investment portfolio. And operational risk, risk of loss due to inadequate failed internal processes, people, system, external factors. Examples: internal, external frauds, negligence, data loss, etc. Now, what is a risk? Financial risk are uncertainties. So risk means uncertainty. अब इधर देखो, I'll ask you a very simple question. You have to give a loan to a customer. Loan number 1 is for 6 months. Loan number 2 is for 15 years. Which is more risky? Tell me.
Loan to
15 years.
Why? Why 15 years is so risky?
The time period is more. That's why it's a risky.
डिपॉजिट मैक्सिमम 10 इयर्स का सर होता है ना, तो फिर उसमें दिक्कत आएगी।
चलो इसको मैंने इसको 10 कर देता हूँ। अब बोलो, अब कौन सा रिस्की है?
more the duration, more the risk.
एक सिंपल सा लॉजिक है। The time period of loan is 10 years. Here the time period of loan is 6 months. 6 months is a shorter period. When you give a loan to a company, you check their financial situation. 6 months within 6 months, the risk of a change in the financial situation of the company is less. Whereas 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, it's a very big, long period. You don't know when the next recession, depression, or something happens. Okay, 10 years is a very long period which can affect the financial situation of your borrower and he can default. So what is a risk? Risk is an uncertainty which can result in adverse variations of profitability or losses. Under the impact of uncertainties, variations in net cash flow takes place. Okay, अब इधर देखिए, now this is your stock 1, share 1. This is your share 2. In the share 1, your price movements are like this. Like this. In the share 2, price movements are like this. Which is more risky? Tell me.
Share 2.
Share 2.
Share 2 is more risky. Why
Share
more?
2.
Why more risky? Why?
Because it is a very high fluctuation.
Too much.
Because the variations are very high. The variations are very high. Okay, here higher variations.
More variation, more risk.
Fine, higher variations. जहां पे भी fluctuation, whenever the fluctuation is high, that is more risk. Okay, I'll give you another example. Bit थोड़ा सा crude example है, but ये example के बिना काम नहीं होता, और ये example आपको भूलेगा भी नहीं. Now let us suppose this is a road and a motorcycle is going on this road. थोड़ी सी road सीधी कर लेते हैं भी. This is a road. या road थोड़ी बड़ी करते हैं. This is a road and a motorcycle is going in the middle of the road. Let us say it's an empty road, one motorcycle. Is there any risk?
No. No, sir.
There is no risk. But today, this person drinks one bottle of liquor. अजितेश जी, आपके माइक में डिस्टर्बेंस, अपना माइक बंद रखेंगे आप. This person drinks one bottle of liquor. Today his motorcycle will go like this. This is mean plus minus 1 standard deviation. याद आया statistics?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now this guy drinks 2 bottles of liquor. His bike will move like this. Plus minus 2 standard deviations. Which is more risky? Tell me. 1 bottle of liquor or 2 bottles of liquor?
2 bottle.
2 bottles, sir.
2 bottles.
2 bottles of liquor, because he is more the deviation. Now this is a mean path. The deviation is higher. So whenever your deviation or your fluctuations will be high, the risk will be high. Is that clear? Next.
Yes.
So he says that these variations can be favorable also, they can be unfavorable also. And the unfavorable portion of the is known as the risk in the business. Then this question has come. Higher risk means high variability in net cash flow. That means high upside and high downside potential. Low risk means lower upside and lower downside potential. Zero risk means no variation in cash flow. I'll give you a very, very simple example. Very simple example. This is your investment in FDR. This is like it. You invest, let us say you invest rupees 100 in FDR for 10 years at 10%. So every year you are going to get 10 rupees, 10 rupees, 10 rupees, 10 rupees, 10 rupees, like this. Isko 5 kar dete hain. 5 years. Okay. So if you will plot the value on the graph, let us say this is your graph. This is your value. Your line will be like this. Like this. Is there any variation?
No, sir.
No, sir.
There is no variation. Second investment option. You invest ₹100 in a bond of, let us say, any ₹100 in a bond of, let us say, A-rated bond. A-rated bond. Now, when you have put this ₹100 in an A-rated bond, this is your graph. The price of bond, you bought it for 100. There can be a, let us say, and this is also for 5 years. There will be very low fluctuations. Sometimes the price can be like this is 100, this is 98, this is 102. So the prices will be like this. The prices will keep on moving like this. Okay. And third investment is you invest ₹100 in a share, let us say, of SBI. Now, SBI का share, if the price आज कितना है, ₹500 का, let us say. So sometimes it will be at 500, sometimes it will go to 550, sometimes come here, it will keep on moving like this. So here, if you see carefully, you have small variations. And here you have large variations. Can I say this is, here you have no risk, less risk, high risk? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में आ गया कि नहीं आया?
यस सर.
चलेंगे. इसको लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है सर, ये तो जस्ट आपको समझाने के लिए बताया. लिखना तो एक स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो इसका. I'll tell you what to write, what is important that you have to write. Shall I proceed? So this question comes. Higher risk means high variability net cash flow. That means higher upside, higher downside potential. Low risk means low upside, lower downside potential. Zero risk means no variation in cash flow. In the case of FDR, where you are getting ₹10 interest every year. Okay. Now, risks in banking business. Very important. You get 1 or 2 questions from here. So in risk in banking business, is divided into 3 books. First is your banking book. Banking book includes all advances, deposits, borrowings. Basically what you do in your branch in your day-to-day banking. समझ रहे हो? You take deposits, you give advances, which usually arrive from your commercial and retail banking operations. All right. In your day-to-day banking, do you face credit risk in the bank? Yes, you give an advance, you face credit risk. Do you face liquidity risk? Yes. आपकी branches में नहीं होता कि sometimes the cash is short. You borrow it from some other branch, currency chest, or some other bank. Liquidity risk is there. Then, do you have interest rate risk? Yes. In day-to-day banking, you have interest rate risk. You take a deposit at some rate, you give a loan at some rate, interest rates can change. Do you face operational risk? Yes. There can be fraud in your bank branch. Do you face market risk in your day-to-day banking operations? No.
Yes, sir.
नहीं, market risk नहीं होता, because market risk is managed only and only by your treasury department. Okay, so this question comes that banking book is mainly exposed to liquidity risk, interest rate risk, default or credit risk, and operational risk. And this also comes, it is not exposed to market risk, as these items are not marked to market. So पहली बात है, what is the meaning of marked to market? Now look here. You buy a share of Reliance Industries, one share of Reliance Industries, one share, and you buy at 1,000 rupees. Okay. Tomorrow, the price of this share, the market price of this share is 990 rupees. You purchase it at 1,000 rupees. This is your book value. And this is the market price. The market price is 990. How much is your loss?
10 rupees.
Nice, sir. This is no loss. This is not a loss. Loss to tab hoga when you sell this. Suppose you sell this share at 990 rupees. Then you have a loss of 10 rupees. You have not sold it. There is no loss. But in your books, you will write that your mark to market position is -10. That means as of right now, your position is -10 rupees. Let us suppose next day it goes to 120 or 1020. Today, how much profit you are making? Tell me.
Zero.
Zero. There is no profit. You have not sold it. But your mark to market position says that we bought it at 1,000. Now it is 1020. It is at +20. Is that clear? So what is your mark to market position? Your mark to market position is the market price minus book value. Is it clear? इसको नोट कर लीजिए. What is your mark to market? Note it in your language.
सर थोड़ा सा नेटवर्क हल्का सा बीच में चला गया था सर, एक बार फिर से थोड़ा सा बता देंगे
सर? आपने एक शेयर 100 रुपए 1000 रुपए का लिया, अगले दिन वो 990 का हो गया. ठीक है, तो अच्छा, जब आपको डाउट है आप मेरे से बात करेंगे डाउट पूछते हुए, सो दैट मुझे पता लगे कि आपको समझ आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा.
यस सर.
आपने एक शेयर 1000 रुपए का लिया, अगले दिन वो 990 का हो गया. आपने उसे बेचा नहीं है, लेकिन आप अपनी किताबों में लिखोगे कि क्योंकि आपने खरीदा था 1000 का, इस समय 990 का है, तो इस समय आपकी पोजीशन -10 है. समझ आ गया सर?
जी सर.
अगले दिन हो सकता है वो बढ़ के 1020 हो जाए, तो आप लिखोगे इस समय मेरी पोजीशन +20 है. और ये पोजीशन कैसे आ रही है? जिस रेट पे आपने खरीदा था, आपकी मार्केट और आपकी बुक वैल्यू माइनस जो इस समय बाजार में रेट चल रहा है, मार्केट प्राइस. इज दैट क्लियर? इसे बोलते हैं मार्क टू मार्केट.
ठीक है सर.
ओके, म्यूट कर लीजिए, म्यूट कर लीजिए.
सर एक क्वेश्चन है.
बोलो सर.
सर ये मार्क टू मार्केट तो समझ गए, बट इस लाइन का क्या मतलब है? इट इज नॉट एक्सपोज टू मार्केट रिस्क एज दीज आइटम्स आर नॉट मार्क टू मार्केट।
2 मिनट रुकिए सर, अभी आपको क्लियर हो जाएगा। हाँ जी, shall we proceed? Now, what is marking to market? इधर देखो, let us say Ajitesh buys shares worth 1 lakh rupees and only pays 10% margin. चलो 10% को भी छोड़ो, 1% margin. That means rupees 1000. He pays 1000 and he picks up shares worth 1 lakh. ठीक हो गया? Now how much have you paid? You have paid rupees, माइक बंद करो यार सारे अपने, and you have bought the shares worth सुमित तिवारी जी माइक बंद कर लो। What is the market price of shares? Rupees 1 lakh. Now suppose the market price goes down by 1%. What will be the market value now? 99,000? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
That means 1,000 rupees that Ajitesh had paid, ये खत्म हो गया। इमीडिएटली इनको फोन आ जाएगा ब्रोकरेज से कि अभी के अभी यू प्लीज इंक्रीज योर मार्जिन। जनरली ऐसे नहीं होता, बिकॉज नाउ दीज थिंग्स आर पुट ऑन कंप्यूटर। बिकॉज सपोज द मार्केट गोज डाउन बाय 2%, व्हाट विल हैपन? ये 98,000 हो जाएगा। This 1,000 rupees is gone. Who will bear the loss of additional 1,000 rupees? The brokerage company will not go to the house of Mr. Ajitesh to recover their 1,000 rupees. आपको बात समझ में आ रही है कि नहीं आ रही? So the moment it price drops below 1% and the market value comes to 99,000, the computer will sell it. And Ajitesh loses everything. So all these positions are marked daily, marked to market. आपको समझ आ रहा है जी कि नहीं? ये कंसेप्ट क्या है?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, this is the importance of this marked to market. Now, when you are, sir, एक मिनट रुकिए, let me complete. When you are a bank, you have to keep certain capital according to your investments. Okay, if your marked to market value goes down, you have to report it to the RBI. You have to adjust your capital accordingly. ठीक है ना? आपको सब देखना पड़ेगा कि आज if you have invested 1,000 rupees Bank had surplus, bank has deposit of 100 rupees. Out of that 100 rupees, let us say 10 rupees are reserves. Let us say you get deposit of 100 rupees. Out of this 100, you इधर कनाडा में भी क्लास लेता हूँ, वो मेरी बैलेंस शीट ऑपोजिट साइड्स बदल जाती है, इधर एसेट लायबिलिटी उल्टा होता है ना. सो हाँ, तो इंडिया में डिपॉजिट आपके 100 रुपीज है. सो लेट अस से डिपॉजिट के अगेंस्ट आपने रिजर्व रख दिए, 10 रुपी का रिजर्व रख दिया, लेट अस से आपने, एंड यू गिव लोन्स वर्थ let us say 70 rupees, and you made investment in shares of 20 rupees. Now suppose this investment value drops today to 15. You have not sold it, but आपका mark to market position is -5. If suppose people line up कि please return our money, we need money, there can be any situation. कहां से लाओगे? Where will you bring this 5 rupees? Tell me. As of right now, you don't have it. This is the mark to market position. Maybe next day it becomes 25. Your mark to market position becomes +5. समझ आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रही है आपको मेरी बात?
यस सर.
नाउ
सर ये नहीं समझ आया, थोड़ा सा बता दो.
सर रिपीट कर दो सर, वो बीच में कुछ आवाज कट रही थी.
तो सर प्लीज ध्यान से, एक तो ना अपनी डिस्ट्रैक्शंस बंद करो, एक अलग कमरे में बैठा करो जहां पे कोई आपको तंग करने ना आए. अब 5 मिनट की कहानी सुनाई, अब आप कहोगे जी कोई कह देता है जी कोई आ गया था, डिस्ट्रैक्शन हो गई थी. प्लीज एक रिक्वेस्ट है, दीज थिंग्स कैन नॉट बी रिपीटेड अगेन एंड अगेन. एक सिंपल सा लॉजिक है, आपको मार्क टू मार्केट में यू ओनली हैव टू रिमेंबर दिस. व्हाट इज मार्क टू मार्केट? Mark to market is your market price minus your book value, your purchase price. That's all. Just remember this much. Now, second is your trading book. In trading book includes all the assets that are marketable. Mr. Sandeep, my voice is clear. Please check your internet connection. The trading book includes all the assets that are marketable. Marketable means which can be traded in the market. They can be traded in the market. Okay. So what are the characteristics of trading book? They are normally not held until maturity. ये क्या? What is this? Let us see. Now, when the bank invests in some bonds, they have few options. One is a bank buys a bond. Let us say bank buys a 5-year bond. It is a good investment option. Bank को लग रहा है. Bank will buy a 5-year bond. That means today bank invests 1,000 rupees and 10% is the, let us say, rate of interest. After 1 year, bank will get 100, or 3-year bond, let us say 3-year bond. Okay, bank buys a 3-year bond. After 1 year, bank will get 100. After 2 years, bank will get 100 interest. After 3 years, 100, and bank gets its money back. This is a bond. We all have done bonds. Now, bank is buying a bond with an intention to hold it till the maturity. That means holding it for long term. Is that clear or not? Bank is buying the bond because bank wants to hold the bond for the full period of 3 years. Every year take the interest and at the maturity get the money back. Is that clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sometimes bank feels that bank spots a opportunity in the market. Maybe, let us say, share price of Reliance is, let us say, 2,800 rupees per share. Suddenly drops to 2,600. And bank feels that a drop is, the trading department of the bank feels that this drop is just some trading issue. Maybe in 10-15 days it will come back to 2,800. So there is a good opportunity to make approximately 150 to 200 rupee profit per share. ठीक है जी? So now the bank will buy this share for trading. That means for short-term profit. Bank buys this share at 2,600. After 10, 15, 20 days, bank can sell it, book a profit, and get out. Is that clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
As per the RBI guidelines, when you buy a bond or a share or any investment like this, any security like this for trading, RBI says you have to sell. Sell means close your position. अब इधर देखो, what is the meaning of close your position? When you buy a share, this is an open position. ठीक है? When you buy one share at 100 rupees, this is an open position. Because you have this one share with you. The share price can go down also, the price can go up also. If the share price goes down, you will have a loss. Okay? When you will sell this share, now पहले क्या हुआ? You buy one share, your position was +1. Now you sell it, your position is -1. Net position is 0. You don't have any share. आप बेच चुके हो. Once you sell it, ठीक है, this is, you have closed the position. This is a closed position. Is that clear? What is open position? What is a closed position? You have closed the position. So here RBI says that whenever you are buying any security for trading, that is for short-term profit, you have to close the position within 90 days. Is it clear? This question has also come. Wait, I'll give you time to write down. So wait karo. You have to close the position within 90 days. That means you have to, अगर आपने पहले sell किए, then you have to buy. अगर आपने पहले buy किए, then you have to sell. But this has to be done within 90 days. Okay, this is known as, मेरे spelling गलत हो जाएंगे, deficence period. Deficence होता है, I think यही होता है, deficence period. 100% मेरे spelling गलत है जी. So don't go by my spellings, but इसे ना deficence period बोलते हैं. मैं इसके spelling भी आपको check करके बता देता हूँ. ये रहा. DEFEASANCE. DEFEASANCE. Deficence period. This question also comes. This is a question of module C treasury. Okay. Now suppose karo our Raghubir ji is a trader in the trading department of the bank. He buys a bond or a security for trading. He felt that within 10, 15, 20 days, I will sell it at a profit and get out. But hua kya? The market went down. Market went down. When the market went down, and he knows that for next 90 days, he will not get an opportunity to make a profit. Okay. So now what happens is he has to take the permission of the board, management, that see, I made this investment for trading, but due to some market circumstances, I will not be able to close the position within 90 days. Okay, so please allow me, because it is a good investment. I still feel that it is a very good investment. Please allow me to hold it for a slightly longer period. Is that clear? Then this held for trading will become AFS, available for sale. He will say, now this is available for sale. The moment I get a good price, I'll get out of it. You buy a stock for HFT. Market moves in opposite direction. You want to hold it. So now this is available for sale. Is that clear? So these are three important things. One is your held till maturity. Second is held for trading. Third is available for sale. Please take a screenshot of this slide. हाँ जी, चलें आगे. Shall we proceed? Shall we proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next. He says in trading book, mark to market system is followed. That is, difference between market price and book values taken into profit and loss account. Then he asks you this question. Trading book में कौन सा risk आता है? Which are the risks that are in trading book? So trading book is exposed to market risk. Under market risk, it includes liquidation risk. What is a liquidation risk? In simple words, Raghubir ji, where do you live? Which city do you live in? Raghubir ji, bolo. तो भाई आपका कैमरा मेरे सामने है, मुझे आपकी शक्ल दिखती है, मैं आपके साथ आई कांटेक्ट मेंटेन कर रहा हूँ, इसलिए मैं आपका नाम ले लेता हूँ. हाँ, कहाँ पे रहते हो? Where do you live? Which city you live in?
Pardon please, sir.
अच्छा छोड़ो, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही. हाँ जी. So Madam Deepti, where do you live?
Sir, Ranchi.
Ranchi. Okay. So is there a, let us say Madam Deepti has two houses. Her one house is in, let us say, Greater Kailash, New Delhi. And her second house is in a village 100 kilometers away from Ranchi. Now you want to sell both the houses. Which house will sell first? Tell me. And
Sir,
easily.
Greater Kailash.
What? Greater Kailash, Delhi wala. The house which you have in New Delhi will sell immediately. Maybe within 1 day or 2 days or 3 days. But the house which you have 100 kilometers away from Ranchi in a remote village, you will not get many buyers for that. Now you understood what is the meaning of liquidation. How, okay, your Delhi property is liquid property. It can be immediately converted into cash. But your Ranchi's village property is not liquid. You might not find a buyer immediately. Is that understood? Now you understood what is the meaning of liquidation risk?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next. Trading book also is also exposed to default or credit risk. अब आप बोलोगे भाई credit risk कहां से आ गया trading book में? Now simple सी बात है, you have purchased bonds of a company. Let us say bonds of Religare, or bonds of India Bulls, or bonds of CAIIB, and the company is in a very real situation. I'll tell you a very real situation. Let us say you have invested in bonds of Vodafone, and Vodafone defaults. Vodafone ने default नहीं किया, Vodafone did not default, okay? But let us suppose Vodafone defaults. So this is a market risk, and this is also a credit risk. Now, if Vodafone defaults, this is a credit risk. But even if the Vodafone is in a very bad position, okay, very bad position, the market price of the bond will go down. This is market risk also, this is credit risk also. And last is operational risk. Why operational risk? Your trader slept off, वो बेचना भूल गया, फिर क्या करोगे? The trader made a fat finger error. What is a fat finger error? He wanted to sell something at 93, but accidentally he typed 95 or 91. बस कहानी खत्म. Or suppose trader slept off in front of the screen, or suppose trader had a heart attack, क्या करोगे आप? So these are all risks. So trading book is exposed to market risk, which includes liquidation risk, default risk, credit risk, operational risk. Last is off balance sheet items. Now, what is an off balance sheet item? Off balance sheet exposures are contingent in nature, which may or may not happen. Example, bank guarantee. When you issue a bank guarantee, the party may or may not default. The other party may or may not invoke the guarantee. If your customer does something wrong, the other party will invoke the bank guarantee. If your customer honors the commitment, the bank guarantee will not be invoked. Okay, so where the banks issue guarantees, line of credits, okay, all these things. The obligation, banks face payment obligation contingent upon some event such as failure to meet the obligation. Now, Madam Deepti is the bank. She has given a bank guarantee to Raghubir ji, Raghubir Constructions. Okay, if Raghubir Construction does not deliver the project on time, the other department will invoke the guarantee and bank will have to pay. Now, when the bank makes a payment on behalf of Raghubir, the bank के लिए तो risk आ गया ना? Yes. Bank has to recover this money from Raghubir, yes or no?
Yes.
ठीक है जी. So off balance sheet exposures are also risky. All right. So off balance sheet exposures have all the risks: liquidity, interest rate, market, credit, operational. Now, why market on all this? Because all these derivative transactions are marked to market. ये जितनी भी डेरिवेटिव ट्रांजैक्शंस होती हैं, व्हाट आर डेरिवेटिव्स यू विल अंडरस्टैंड लेटर आफ्टर maybe after 10 days or maybe after 5 days. What is a derivative? Derivative is basically your बस इतना अभी के लिए इतना याद रखो, derivatives are contingent. Okay, next. Risk, capital and return. What is this risk, capital and return? Now, I am a banker. I have to sell two products. I go to Madam Deepti and I say, Madam Deepti, one product is you invest some amount today. You invest some amount today. After 1 year, you get 6 lakhs. After 2 years, you get 6. After 3rd year, you get 6. After 4th year, you get 6. After 5th year, you get 6. Total money you will receive is 30 lakh. And then we will return your money. And your total return is 12% on this investment. Investment number 2 is you invest some amount today. After 1 year, there can be a loss of 6 lakhs. Next year, you will get 6. Next year, again, there can be a loss of 6. Next year, you get 18 lakh. And next year, you get again 18 lakh. So total, you'll again get 30 lakh only. Again, 12% return. Now the question is, which investment option will you select? 1 or 2?
One, sir. One.
Why 1?
Because constantly
Because
वन इज नॉट ज्यादा रिस्क नहीं है वन में
negative.
because if you put it on a chart, this is 6. You will see all the payments are on this point only. There is no variation in cash flow. No variation. Or I can say there is no risk. Yes or no? But if I plot this curve, first year there is a loss of 6, next year profit of 6, again loss of 6, again profit of 18, again profit of 18. Your movement is like this. There is high variation. Or high risk. Okay, so which option madam will choose? Madam will choose option number 1. But now what happens? I start begging her. I say, madam, please buy option number 2. I request you. मेरी नौकरी चली जाएगी. My boss will fire me. Blah 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 blah. I request you, ma'am. Please buy investment option 2. What will you do, ma'am? Tell me. Madam Deepti, now what will you do?
Sir, नहीं लूंगी.
नहीं लोगे. You will never take this. ठीक है? But suppose मैं आपके पीछे ही पड़ जाऊं. मैं को नहीं मैडम प्लीज, इतने सालों से we have a banking relationship, blah blah blah, please buy it. आप कहोगे ठीक है, ओके. आप कहोगे there is only one thing you are ready to invest in option 2. You say instead of 12%, I give you 16%. You demand extra return for the risk you are taking. If on your risk-free investment you are getting 12%, so basically you want 4% more for taking the risk. Are you getting me or not? This is known as risk-adjusted return on capital. समझ आया जी? रिस्क लेने के लिए आप एक्स्ट्रा रिटर्न डिमांड करोगे। ओके, नाउ a business with a large variation in net cash flow is a business with high risk. When you are doing a high risk business, the profit potential is also high, the loss potential is also high. And when you are doing a business where the risk is high, where the loss potential is also high, you will need to have a higher capital requirement, because if there is a loss, then you need a higher capital to save yourself. समझ आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा? बोलो, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You need high capital requirement because the possibility of loss is high. Similarly, a business where there is low variation in net cash flow is a business with low risk. The profit potential is also low, the loss potential is also low. And then for such a business, you need less capital because the loss potential is also low. So you need less capital. Is that clear or not? This is the basic linkage between risk and capital. So simple logic hai, if you take a higher risk, you have to keep higher amount of capital. The same holds in banks also. Bank में क्या logic होता है? Simple सा, if the bank is having a risk, if the bank is taking a risk of 100 rupees, bank has to maintain a capital of 9 rupees, that is 9%. इसे आप बोलते हो CRAR. If you are having a risk of 1000 rupees, then you will have to have a capital of 90 rupees. If you are taking a risk of 1000 crore, then you have to have a risk of 90 crore, capital of 90 crore. Higher the risk, higher capital is needed. Is that clear or not? And if your risk is 0, you don't need any capital. 9% of 0 is 0. Is that clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is the linkage between risk and capital. So he says the returns net of risk would be the proper basis of comparing investments. In other words, risk in a business investment is netted against the return from it. This is called risk-adjusted return on investment. It is also known as risk-adjusted return on investment or capital. Is that clear? Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Chaliye. Now have a break for 5 minutes. Only 5-minute break. And after the break, 9 baj gaye na. So after the break, I'll start with ALM. ठीक है, मैं थोड़ा सा ALM करूंगा. Tomorrow we will have a bigger class. आज मैं पूरे 10 o'clock I'll finish the class. Sleep on time. ज्यादा मूवीज देखने मत बैठ जाना. रात को नेटफ्लिक्स लग जाए, सुबह 7 बजे आपकी जागनी खुलेगी और फिर सिर दुखेगा किसी का, फिर कुछ होगा. और कल की क्लास मिनिमम 5 घंटे चलेगी.
सर 4 घंटे की.
क्या बोल रहे हो?
4 hours थी ना, 4 hours.
सर अगर मैं 4 बोल रहा हूं तो आप सोच के चला करो कि 5 घंटे चलेगी. ठीक है, चलिए ब्रेक लीजिए आप. टेक अ ब्रेक फॉर 5 minutes.
Recording stopped.